And we're going to go ahead and get started. So with centering, uncross the legs, slide to the back of the chair, and then just allow your body to relax. Take a deep breath in and out, closing the eyes, shoulders soften. Feel your jaw soften. Good. And then go ahead and take a deep breath in, filling the lungs to capacity. And at the top of the inhale, hold the breath in for 2 heartbeats. 1, 2. Exhale softly. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Holding the breath in at the top of this big inhale. 1, 2. Exhale softly. And then do that just one more time. Deep breath in. Holding the breath in. 1, 2, and then exhale softly. Feeling your feet on the ground, your seat in the chair, your back leaning against the back of your chair. Feel the temperature of the air on the exposed surfaces of your skin. Notice the points of contact your body makes with clothing. The points of contact your body makes with itself. Feeling sensation beneath the skin, the regions of the body that are holding tension or are uncomfortable. And then aware of regions of your body that are already at ease or soft or comfortable. It's probably good to just acknowledge that in some ways you already feel the way that you want to feel. Even if it's only 1 or 2 points in your body that are comfortable and at ease. There's a little bit of it there. And for the spaces in your body that are not that, that are uncomfortable or holding tension, you can set an intention that will help to relieve some of that discomfort, will help to relieve some of that pain, that stress, will help to let go as much as we can. So with that intention, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Allow your eyes to slowly open, bringing yourself back to the room around you. Welcome back. And then go ahead and slide to the edge of your seat. And you're going to have your knees about hip width apart, heels stacking underneath the knees. Nice, stable posture. I can't remember if I've taught this one to you before, so we're just going to know that this might be new. Nothing too crazy, though. Start with your arms down by your sides, please. And with your inhale, extend your arms forward and then lift them all the way overhead. Then exhale, take your arms out to the sides and sweep them down. Okay? Inhale, take the arms forward again and lift them up. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Good, let's keep this going. Reaching forward, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, sweeping out and down. Feeling this rotation of the shoulder joints, lifting up and out, and moving with your breath. When we link our breath and movement, especially in yoga where we do it quite mindfully, it helps to regulate the nervous system. So if you're feeling triggered, if you're feeling like you're in even a little bit of that fight or flight state, this helps to just kind of bring you back down to earth a little bit. It's kind of the same soothing sensation that a baby feels when it's getting rocked. I'm not saying that you necessarily feel soothed doing this, but the idea of linking breath and movement has that effect. Let's do this one more time. Lift the arms up, inhale, and exhale out to the side and relax them on down. Good. So we went in one direction. Now we have to move in the other direction. It activates a whole new group of muscles. So arms down by your sides, and we'll reverse that. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and up. And then exhale, take the arms forward and down. Good. Inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale, forward and down. Keep going. Out and up, inhale. Forward and down, exhale. Feeling this full movement of the shoulder joint. You might start to feel a bit of fatigue in the shoulders, especially with the second movement, because we're sweeping the arms out to the sides. Lifting the weight of our arms up overhead. Will this be our last one? Arms out and up. And then forward and down. Good. Go ahead and relax for a moment. Your arms might feel heavy here. The shoulders might feel heavy here. That's okay. Good. All right. So go ahead and take your right arm all the way out to the side. Then you're going to sweep the arm forward and across, and then take your other hand and hold right around the elbow, or maybe a bit above the elbow, and draw the arm in toward your chest. Now, only do that as much as it feels like you're starting to get a stretch in the right shoulder. You don't want to yank it in. And then take some deep breaths. Good. And then go ahead and carefully release that arm down. And then we'll do that on the other side. Left arm out. Sweep it forward and across. With the other hand, reach up around the elbow and pull the arm in toward your body. Sit up tall here and take some deep breaths. Feeling that release in the left shoulder. And then again, pulling only as much as you start to feel the stretch. You don't want to overdo it here, especially since we're still technically in the warm-up stage. Last breath. Good, and then carefully release down, feel sensation. All right, so doing a bit more for the shoulders and upper back. You're gonna take your arms out to the sides and up, and then bend your elbows. Now, a couple of options here. If you are most flexible in your shoulders, you might be able to reach all the way across and grab opposite elbows. If not, you can grab forearms. And you can also just grab your wrists. You're still getting a good stretch here. Don't worry, all right? So making the connection that feels most accessible for you, I'm gonna turn sideways. You keep facing forward. You're gonna sit up as tall as you can. And it's tempting as we go into the spinal flex here to take it all into your lower back. So to stabilize that, think about shrugging your tailbone under just a little bit. Feel the abdomen engage, navel pulling back toward your spine. Now with the lower back stable, start to turn the chest toward the ceiling. Again, don't take this into your low back. This back bend is happening in the upper back. And as you do this, you might hear some snap, crackling, and popping. And for the most part, that's good. It means we're helping to relieve tension in and around the upper back, or it might be in your sternum, the front body. Deep breaths. Good, and then sit up tall and release the arms on down. Good, feel sensation in your shoulders from that one. Upper back, you might feel it in your chest. All are great, all are great. So we're gonna bring our arms back into the exact same position we just had them in. All right, so take them overhead, bend the elbows, make a connection, whether it's wrists, forearms, or elbows. Sit up tall, engage the core. So shrug the tailbone under slightly, navel to spine. And then think about your left hip grounding or rooting to the chair, and keep that grounding as you tilt your upper body to the right. Left hip grounds, tilting the upper body to the right. And feel that big length on the left side of your body, creating space in the left rib cage, the left lung. This is helping to increase breath capacity. Good, come back up and release the arms down for a moment. Just feel sensation, especially comparing the length on the left side to however you're feeling on the right side. Now the interest for in the interest of you not walking out, leaning to the side, we're gonna do the other side. So lift the arms overhead again, bend the elbows, make a connection. Think about rooting your right hip this time. Also, core is engaged, navel to spine, tail shrugging under. And then go ahead and tilt to the left. Feeling that big length now on the right side of your body. That right hip grounding. Space in the right rib cage, the right lung. Deep breaths here. Good. All right. Sit up tall. Release the arms on down. Good. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, hinge at your hips and just fold your body down over the legs. Your hands can stay on the thighs if you'd like to, or the arms can hang to the floor. Then allow your chin to drop in toward your throat, the back of the neck opening up. And take just a few deep breaths here. Good. All right. Inhale, roll yourself on up. Good. All right. So you've done a bit of work for the upper body. Let's work on the core next. And again, this is an exercise I'm not sure if I've taught you before, so it feels new. Congratulations. So we're going to take the feet a bit wider apart now. And so my knees are just a little bit wider than my shoulders. The heels stack underneath the knees. My toes are pointing out to the side. This makes it so that when we lean from side to side, ideally we don't fall over. Now, depending on your body, you might need to widen or narrow your stance to make sure that that's true. So just try it. Lean to the side a little bit. You feel stable, you're good. If you don't, maybe widen it out a bit. And that's true for at any point during this exercise. You start to feel unstable, like you're about to fall over. at least from the feet not being in position. Feel free to move them around a little bit. So watch me do this really quickly. I'm going to have my hands on my hips. I'm going to squeeze my elbows into the direction toward one another at my back. This helps to keep the spine nice and tall because when we do this exercise, we don't want to over round the back at all. Okay? And so what I'll do is I'll hinge at the hips, bring myself about halfway forward, and then swing to a side, swing back a little bit. The core is engaged, swing to the other side, and just keep going and spinning in one direction, breathing as I do so. And we'll do that for a little bit. We'll stop, and then we'll go in the other direction for a little bit to, of course, balance that out. Now, how far you go depends on you. If you feel like, again, you're about to fall over, back up a little bit. Cool. So all together now, knees a little bit wider than your shoulders, hands on your hips, squeeze the elbows together. Again, that helps create that tall spine. And then hinge at the hips, come about halfway forward or about 45 degrees forward. And then go ahead and swing to the side, back, the side, and forward. And just find your groove here. How quickly you go is up to you. How much you bend is up to you as well. The further that you bend, the more strengthening, we'll call it, this exercise becomes. Especially when you go back, you start to feel the core engaged quite a bit here. It's also good to mention as we're rolling around here that we want to keep the hips firmly rooted on the chair. So when you lean to a side, try to make sure that the opposite hip doesn't lift up off the chair here. You can just think about rooting it back down again. Swinging around. Breathing as you go. One more time in this direction. And then spin yourself to a tall, still spine. Straight up. Good. Sometimes when we do those rotations, like a little bit of dizziness or vertigo can happen. And if that's the case, focus your eyes on one point and just breathe deeply for a few rounds. And that usually subsides. All right. We do have to go the other direction. So when you're ready, hands on the hips. Again, generally speaking, the elbows work toward one another. You want to make sure the spine stays nice and long. And then hinge at the hips, come a little bit forward, and then spin in the opposite direction you went before. The opposite direction you went before. Going to the side, going forward, going to the side, going back. And again, the deeper that you fold or lean, if you will, the more strengthening it'll be. But don't go so far forward that you lose the integrity of the exercise, meaning that your spine starts to round or the hips come off the chair. You want to stay right at that edge where you feel the challenge for you. You may even start to feel heat building in the core and the low back and the obliques, the sides of the body. Again, keep the spine long. Sometimes the elbows start flopping out, which is fine if you can keep the spine tall. But if you're starting to notice the back rounding a bunch, bring the elbows toward one another behind you again. And we'll go for just a little bit longer. You're almost there. Good. One more rotation. And then coming to a tall, still spine. Take an adjusting breath. Again, if you're feeling a little woozy, focus on one point and breathe with it. All right. So let's go ahead and do a twist. So bring the knees closer together, the narrower stance. The knees hip width apart, still sitting on the edge of your chair. Go ahead and lift the arms overhead, inhalation. And then exhale, take the right arm forward, take the left arm behind you, coming into a twist. The right hand in front of you can come to the outside of your left thigh, pressing the thigh into the hand back into the thigh, and working the left shoulder back, especially with the exhalation. The left arm can be on the chair back behind you or the chair cushion next to you. And of course, we're looking behind us. All right, go ahead and lift the arms up. Inhale, come back to center. And let's go ahead and go the other way. Take the left arm forward, right arm behind you. The left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. Sit up tall. Press the hand into the thigh back into the hand, and twist. Taking the right shoulder back. The right hand can be on the chair back behind you or the chair cushion next to you. And you're looking behind you. And breathe. Good. All right. With your next inhale, lift the arms up, come back to center. And release the arms on down, hands on the thighs. Good. With the hands on the thighs, go ahead and shrug the shoulders up. Take the shoulder blades together at the back. Turn the chest, look at the ceiling. Open the throat. We'll spend a few breaths here in the spinal flex. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge at your hips. And go ahead and drape the upper body down over the thighs. Your hands can stay on the thighs or you can release them to the floor. Chin drops toward the throat, the back of the neck opening. And take some deep breaths here. One more breath. And then with your next inhale, roll yourself on up. Good. All right, great job. Let's spend the last few minutes we have together in a meditation. So as you're ready, go ahead and slide to the back of your chair. Feel your body as you do that. Probably some pronounced sensations. Let your eyes close and do feel into the body. And work the shoulders a bit today. We stretch the chest a bit. Created some strength in the front abdomen, the sides of the body, and the lower back. And then bring your awareness to the feeling or sensation of your breath within your nostrils, within the nasal passages. It's often cooler on inhale and warmer on exhale. Now, in a moment, as we breathe, we'll be imagining that we're inhaling and exhaling through singular nostrils. Of course, we know the breath is moving through both, but we'll just be sensing it in one as I guide you. You'll get the hang of it as we go along. So, with your next inhalation, see or sense the breath entering through just the left nostril, just the left nostril inhale. And as you exhale, see or sense the breath leaving the right nostril. Exhale just the right nostril. Then inhale, sense the breath through the right nostril. And exhale, sense the breath in the left nostril. Again, inhale left nostril. Exhale right nostril. Inhale right nostril. And exhale left nostril. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. In left. Out right. In right. And out left. In left. Out right. In right. And out left. One more time. In left. Out right. In right. And out left. Sense the breath in both. Inhale. Out both. In both. Out both. In both. And out both, relaxing the technique. And just noticing how you feel, body, energetic state, quality of your mind. Perhaps it feels different than when we began our practice today. Perhaps not. And if there is anything that you feel you've gained from this practice, set the intention to bring it with you from this moment into the next moment. That it can come with you. It doesn't have to stay here. And with that intention set, take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together in front of you. Rub them together, creating heat. And then take the warm palms over your eyes, brushing over the top of your head and down your neck, gently, softly, carefully bringing yourself back to the space around you. All right, thank you so much for being here and practicing and being here each week, every week. Love it. I hope you have a great weekend. Happy Easter if you celebrate, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care.